Once you have your drawing sheets set up, you have the two of them set up down there at the bottom, you can start adding content to them. Now I'm just going to show you the process of how to add content. How you lay out the sheets and what you put on the sheets is completely up to you for your project. But I'm just going to show you how to do the basics of it. So first thing we're going to do is add the assembly. So for a front elevation, end elevation and plan view. So I'm going to go into drawing up there at the top, model view. My assembly is already open on my computer, so it comes up there in the box. If it's not open, you can browse and look for it in the file. So I'm double click on the assembly and I'm going to move out here. Now it gives me a scale that it thinks is right for the drawing sheet. If you don't think it's right, you can go back over here to the bottom, use custom scale, click the down arrow and pick whatever scale you think. 1:2 is probably too small, so I'm going to stick with 1:1 and leave it as is. Now I'm going to press escape. I shouldn't have clicked there. I'm going to delete that one. Now, once you've got that in, if you click on the frame around the box, it'll give you different options down here. We can put it in color. We can put on our hidden detail to show the back. Hidden detail is normally the best one for work and drawing, because in reality, if it was an engineer's drawing, you would have to put in your hidden detail to show different measurements and things. So I'm going to tick that there once I've got the hidden detail. Now we need to make sure that it's in first angle projection now next. So go down to the little ratio 1:1 down there at the bottom. Click the arrow up beside it. Sheet properties, and make sure it's on first angle projection. It usually goes on to third angle, so you need to change it to first angle and apply changes. Once you've got that, we can bring in the other views then. So we go back up to drawing, projected view, and we can use that to bring out other ones now off the drawing. So I'll bring out an end elevation. I'll do a plan view down at the bottom, maybe a 3D view up on the top, and maybe another 3D view there. And press escape then when I'm happy with that. These ones I can click. If you click and drag the frame, you can drag them anywhere around the sheet to whatever you think looks right. Now I'll probably move that maybe up. And you see the plan and the end view move with the front elevation, because everything has to stay in the same proportions to keep everything right. This one here, I might put color on that. So I'm going to click on that one, put a color over there on the side. And you can change it about whatever way you want. If you want to put maybe not hidden detail on that bottom one, put it as normal solid view, might look better there as well. Okay, next step then, we can add annotations. So if you want to put in, say, front elevation, end elevation, same as before, you go annotations and note. Click on note, click the box anywhere on the screen there, wherever you want to type. Just zoom in there. It's usually all capital letters on a work and drawing. Front elevation. I'm going to press escape. When you press escape, it gives you an option for another one. I'm going to move it over then to the side. Click. Type in end elevation. And so on. So you can add as many different notes around the page there as you need. You might be putting a 3D isometric view or exploded view. Now, if we want to turn this here into an exploded view, if you click on the frame on the outside there, there's a box up here, show an exploded or model break state. If you click that box, it'll explode it out to the exploded view that we did earlier. So it'll give you the different components of it there. Something else you can add to that, if you want, you can put some dimensions on it as well. So annotations, smart dimension. You zoom, I'll zoom in there so you can see a little bit better. I wouldn't put a lot of dimensions, just maybe overall dimensions. So maybe from that point to the bottom and go across. You could put maybe 4 or 5 per view, but I wouldn't fill the whole thing with different dimensions. You can also add a section view, which is like a slice down through the middle. So if you go up here to the top, drawing section view, it gives you this section line. So wherever you want to split it, I'm probably best through the front elevation there. So I'll give me a center line. Doesn't really matter if it's through the center, but in or around, there's my center point. I'm going to click there, green tick, Click OK for that. It does the auto hatching and everything itself. And zoomed in there. I'm going to move out to the side. Now I'm going to place it out to the side there to begin with, and I can move it around later on then. That's section AA. So if I wanted that to fit in properly, I'd probably move my end elevation over. Front elevation over towards the page there, and then move the section view in. But it's up to you, whatever way you lay out your sheet. Now I might have to move my front elevation, could be in the way of section AA, and to tidy the whole thing up. Another thing you can do is a detail view. So I'm going to tick the note, go up to the top, drawing, detail view, which is just a zoomed in view of something. So if you have something on your project that you want to show in more detail, so for example, what could I pick there? Most of that is hidden detail. Even on the section view, if you want to show more detail of the curve there at the bottom of the button, you can click and draw a circle, and then it'll be the detail B. It'll zoom it into a bigger profile, and I can move it down to the bottom of the page, and it'll label it there detail B, and B is up at the top there. You might need to move the B so it's not cutting over the project. That's most of it. You need to fill up your sheet. Don't leave any white space. So you might put different arrows and text there to fill it up. Your detail view could be bigger. I'll just go into the second sheet. To fill up the second one then, now I'm already on sheet format there, so I'm going to exit sheet format. You can bring in different parts as well. So drawing, model view, if you have a detailed part that you want to show off, you can click browse. You might want to bring in the snooze button, for example, open, and put in a few different views of it. Now to be on a tilt, because my top part was on a tilt. But depends on whatever project you want to do. If you want to do a 3D view or something like that as well, might work best on that page.